Hey guys, Psychondrous back here again doing another Neca Planet of the Apes toy review, and this time it's for the Neca Gorilla Soldier from the classic Planet of the Apes movie. Now, I'm doing a group review, so I'm doing the single boxed soldier, who is this one, and then you got a soldier infantry, Gorilla Soldier Infantry 2-pack, which was a Toys R Us exclusive. And then the guy in the far end is another Gorilla Soldier that I picked up, but he was in a blister card window style packaging. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the packaging for that, as I mentioned in one of my previous reviews, but I just wanted to show him off, just to show the slight variation and differences between him and the boxed the box blister card boxed version, or the window style box version. So they do come with a bunch of accessories. So starting off with the boxes, for the single card box, you have an image of the Gorilla Soldier on the bottom left hand corner. It says Gorilla Soldier Planet of the Apes logo. It's done in a purple box, and you got like this symbol that's on the side of the box, which I think is supposed to be the kind of the military style symbol. And then you got Collect All Series 1. Again, on the back of the box you have Cornelius, the Gorilla Soldier, and Dr. Zaius, who I've reviewed Cornelius and Zaius already. So, the brief write-up for the Gorilla Soldier is: more brutish by nature and heavily armed, the soldiers of the guerrilla army strictly enforce law and order in ape society and guard against threats from the forbidden zone. Punishment comes swiftly for lawbreakers, as well as for any wild humans caught stealing ape crops. And again, on the bottom you just have all the kind of legalese stuff and the team that developed the actual figures and sculpted them. So I've the 2-pack box here. Again, it's pretty much the same design. You have a picture of the two figures on the bottom. On instead of one on just one picture, you have a picture of a figure on each side. So you got left side Gorilla Soldier and then the right side Gorilla Soldier. I have left a few of the accessories still in the box. So you have basically, it's like I think it's called a man catcher or something along those lines. It's like what the dog wardens would use for catching dogs, with kind of slip knot kind of thing for putting around their, for kind of putting on the necks, and has a pole attached. You get a kind of swappable hand for that, and you get a billy club type thing. You also get a club with the single pack one, and a swappable hand with the single pack as well. So unfortunately the packaging doesn't want to close back down on me, but swapping them back around, or flipping the box back around, you see the Collect Them All. And the Collect Them All actually has both Wave 1 and 2. It has the same design on the back, with the Statue of Liberty broken up, or the destroyed Statue of Liberty, and then Charlton Heston kneeling in front of it as Taylor. Unfortunately, they never actually released a Taylor figure, except I think they did a Mego style version. They never actually released the actual 7-inch one, if they had ever even planned to do one. But I know Neca, when it comes to their licensing, they can get licensing for some figures in certain scales, but other ones they're not allowed to do. So, like, for example, as far as I know, they said they could never do a 7-inch scale Snake Plissken. They were only able to get away with the kind of Mego style, real cloth style version of him. So the write-up for the Gorilla Soldier is exactly the same as the single card box one. Again, you have the same logo on the side as well, the same Ape Soldier logo, and you got the same legalese stuff at the bottom and information on the bottom. So boxes aside, I'll go quickly into the accessories. So this is the pole arm type thing I was saying. And the way it works is you slide this up the arm, and you get this kind of little noose or little rope thing, and you can slide it over a figure and just kind of pull it back and pull it taut. It's really nicely sculpted. I'm not sure if it's picking it up on camera, but the pole itself has lots of wood grain sculpted into it and carved into it. And then the actual rope piece is an actual piece of, you know, knotted thread, and it has a little loop at the top, and it's all tied together. This is what comes with the 2-pack. You also get this sort of billy club type thing. Again, it's just done in the brown paint scheme. It has a little hole on the top of it, but no hook. But what's interesting is they reused the same billy club with the single pack ones, and they actually gave it a loop because of the bandoliers that they wear. They have a little hook on it so that you can actually hook the in fact, if I grab it, you can see it's dangling off the single card one, and it's just hooks onto a little hook on the side of the bandolier. For the rifles that you get in the set, you get this sort of machine gun style rifle, which is quite nice, quite nicely sculpted. It's done in a brown with some black paint apps. And then my favourite one is the sort of rifle style version, which is really cool. Now, I think these guys were released after Wave 1, so they came around Series 2. And this one has a little bayonet that actually extends out from the front, which is really cool. The rifles that come with the single carded one, even though it's designed on the same kind of basis as the 2-pack version. I'll grab the single carded one. This is the one that comes with the single carded ape, or single carded gorilla soldier. Unfortunately, it doesn't have that extendable bayonet at the front, and the strap actually goes to the front to back, whereas on the other one the strap actually just connects midway on the barrel, I would suppose it would be, and then attaches to the back. It's done really nicely. I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, but it's done in a painted with a wood grain effect, so it's very slight, hinted that you can see kind of wood grain on the actual brown section of it. So that's pretty much it for the accessories. Now, what I found interesting on the 2-pack Gorilla Soldier set, it actually says on it that the backpacks they come with removable backpacks. So here's the basic soldier. Now, all the soldiers basically use the same body sculpt. The only differences are the heads, the bandoliers, and the backpacks. In fact, the heads on the 2 Gorilla Soldiers, the 2-pack, is identical heads. Only difference is paint app. So you have a slightly brown face on this one, and then you have on this one is just pretty much an all black gorilla face. So it's like they just added paint apps for one of them and didn't for the other, just to make them a little bit more distinguished. Hands wise are the same. You get the same sets of hands with the gorillas. So you get these sort of open style hands for gripping onto the rifles and the guns. Now, they don't have a really tight fit on the weapons. You have to kind of wedge it in between the thumb and the actual hands, but they do hold on to them, and you can get them in some great two-handed poses. So just bear with me a moment. Now, the only thing is, they don't actually, there's little triggers, but they don't actually have a pistol grip sort of thing, so they don't actually hold the rifle in their trigger finger. But they do look really cool holding onto the rifles. The hands are swappable. Now, they are on a peg system, so for the second Gorilla Soldier, I actually have the hands already swapped out. And just like the other figures in the series, the hands are on those kind of ball joints, so you get slight left and right movement on them. Now, this hand will hold the billy club or the pole arm, so you can just wedge the club into his hand so he can go around clubbing humans. Or if we just get the hand out, it is a bit of a tight fit, and you can get the pole arm. You can just see that you can get the pole arm into his hand. Now, the pole is quite long, so I mightn't show it completely on camera. So for articulation, I'll just go through one of the gorillas because it's basically the exact same on all the figures. So head is on a ball joint, so you can get some great left, right, slight side to side on them, kind of a little bit forward and back as well. and you can't do 360 because it gets slightly hindered, but you wouldn't want to do 360. The arms can go out that much at the side. You swivel all the way around. They have a single jointed elbow, get a good 90-degree bend on the elbow. As mentioned, they have the ball joint rocker sort of hands, so you get a good deal of movement and positioning and swivel out of the hands. It has waist swivel and a waist crunch, and legs can do splits that much. They're not as hindered as some of the other figures from the Planet Apes line for their forward and back on their legs, so you can go forward that much, and well, they actually are a little bit hindered at the back because of the way it's sculpted, so they don't go back too much. The leg, the upper thigh has a swivel, but it doesn't play in too much. You can twist it, but it's quite tight. Lower leg has a single jointed knee, so you can get, it's not quite 90-degree bend, it's just a little bit less. And then you get the rocker joint kind of feet on a ball socket joint. Again, just like with some of the other figures, as I mentioned in some of the previous videos, they actually have the kind of gorilla toe style boots. So they have like a overly pronounced big toe kind of sculpt on the boot, and then it kind of curves around and has the rest of the toes. Now, unlike Zeus and Cornelius and Zera, or the second version of Zeus, Cornelius and Zera, they don't have the extra toe piece at the side. So they just have like the standard boot like the first version of Zeus, but they are really cool. So just to show the different head sculpts. This is the head sculpt on the single carded gorilla, which is a really cool head sculpt. Now, this is the first one I got, and this is the one from the second one, or the second single card. The head on this one is a slight bit more glossy than the first one, and the only other thing is the face was pretty much identical. So what I did was I actually did what they did with the 2-pack, where I added a little bit of brown paint onto the front of the face, just to make them a little bit different, so they didn't look like clones of the same gorilla. So that if you're wondering why he looks a slight bit different to possibly ones that you might have yourself, that's why he looks a little bit different. I just added in a little bit extra brown paint onto his face, whereas this one is the way this one came straight out of the box. I really love the head sculpts on these. They look fantastic. The attention to the detail on the masks that were worn on the film set are fantastic, and I love the way the padding is done. Now, just as well, the padding over shirt here is actually a separate piece, and it's quite rubbery, so it gives you that extra kind of give for turning the figure around and using the waist articulation. And one of the things that I find really funny, on the box it says the backpack is removable on the Soldier 2-pack. Now, I don't know how it is removable, in the sense you could probably slide it off at the shoulders, but because it has this waist strap, it doesn't look like you'd be easy to pull on and off. So I'm not sure what they meant by the backpacks were removable. It's possible that when they were designing them, they didn't have this forward strap, and they just had the 2 shoulder straps, and they were easier to slip on and off. But because of the way these guys are designed, it doesn't really make it that easy for you to take the backpacks on and off. But overall, I really love the designs of the gorilla soldiers. As I said, I initially got just the first gorilla soldier to do some diorama shots, and after I got the first one, I quite enjoyed the figures, so I said I'd pick up a couple of more. And as it was just pure dumb luck that I managed to find a seller that was selling pretty much the entire series of the Planet Apes figures at a reasonable price, so I picked up the whole lot. So just for scale, I'll bring in the old Borg Predator from the Predator line that I have at hand, so you can see the size difference. They are supposed to be all 7-inch scale figures, so the Predator is supposed to be in scale with the gorilla soldiers, should you want it to be. And it does, because Predator is supposed to be a lot taller than any of the than a standard human. You can see that the scale does fit in quite well. So there is a quick, hopefully a quick video review of the gorilla soldiers from the Planet of the Apes line. So the only figure I really have to review last is the General Ursus figure, who reuses a good lot of he doesn't reuse a good lot of the sculpting from the gorilla soldiers, but he shares a similar color scheme to them. So when I get around to him, I'll show him off, and hopefully at some point I might be able to get. There is another 3-pack of figures that they released, which were a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and hopefully at some point I might get that, so I have the entire series of the Planet of the Apes figures up to date. So there you go, guys, just a quick video review of the Gorilla Soldier from Planet of the Apes and the Gorilla Soldier Infantry 2-pack. That was a Toys R Us exclusive. I'm not sure how much the Toys R Us one goes for. The Gorilla Soldiers tend to be cheap enough, around maybe 15 to 20 euro price point, because these have been out a while. I'm not sure what sort of aftermarket value prices they go for, but if you can, I do recommend picking them up because they're really, really cool. So there you go, guys, just a quick video review for these. If you like the video, feel free to click like. If you want to comment, feel free to comment in the comment section below, and feel free to subscribe to my channel as well. Cheers, guys.